I know in the program that you talk about in establishing a risk management program in your organization, you talk a little bit about control self-assessment. How does that play into things?
Control self-assessment is a primary tool that I won't say auditors have, but that the organization has to identify what are the risks to the objectives. You can either do an assessment from the top down or from bottom up. But risk management is about having a structured approach to identifying the risks that are presented to an organization. The risk universe is what we call it. Control self-assessment is one of those structured ways we have of getting the information from management, from the boards, from staff, the people that are working there, and anybody can do control self-assessment. You don't need to be an internal auditor, and very often they'll have people who will come in from the outside to do control self-assessments. But internal auditors know about risk management within the organization. They probably understand the internal controls better than anybody else in the organization. And so I think control self-assessment is one of those tools that an auditor needs to have in order to be able to get the information about risk management from management and to be able to populate a risk register, which is simply a structured way of documenting risk management.
I think that's a great point, because the more you can engage management in the process, I think the better product you get from the risk assessment. Would you agree?
We very often lose sight of the fact that management is responsible for risk management. The senior management is responsible for it. Internal audit is not responsible for it. And so we tend to have an arm's length approach to the topic where we say, you do the risk management process, we will use the outcome from that to determine what audits we should be doing on an annual basis. But I think auditors have a responsibility for engaging in the risk management process. We need to delineate what we can and what we can't do. We can't take ownership of the risk management process, but we can certainly work with management in helping to identify the risks that are going on. And I think the more that we do that, the better we can be as internal auditors, the better we can perform our jobs. Because when it comes time to audit, we have a better understanding of what the risks are in the various areas. And as you know, in the standards, it tells us that prior to doing an audit, we need to do a risk assessment. And being involved in the risk management process helps us to do that assessment. Being involved in risk management from a consultative standpoint, helping management to implement a risk management process, helping them develop the register, the heat map, we can then take that information back and inform our audits. And another one of the standards, it's a consulting standard, tells us that internal auditors need to take the information that we get from consulting engagements and use it when we can conduct assurance engagements as well.
Absolutely, great point. I mean, engaging them in the process, it really allows us to hit on what you said earlier about educating folks, right? Because as you engage them, internal audit can bring that expertise and help them through the process.